Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 606. Title of today's lesson is the difference between wage and salary. Okay, somebody wants a screenshot, do it right now. Let's get right to it. Generally speaking, wages are usually paid per hour, per day, or per week. Salaries are usually paid per month or per year. All right, let's continue. Salaried workers usually sign a contract and are usually paid the same per month, no matter if the month has 28 days, 29 days, or 31 days. So if there's an extra day or one less day, they get the same pay no matter what. They're paid by the month. All right, let's continue. Salaried employees also tend to be for more professional jobs. Okay. People who are paid by the hour, if asked to work overtime, he or she must be paid for those hours. According to most laws in the U.S., hourly paid employees will get time and a half for any hours above 40 per week and will get double time if one works on a national holiday. So, for example, if somebody earned $10 an hour and they worked 41 hours that week, so they're 1 hour above the 40. Therefore, that last hour, they would be paid $15. That would be time and a half. And if they worked on a national holiday and they normally got $10, they'll get $20 per hour for every hour they work on that national holiday. Okay, let's continue. Salaried employees will usually not get extra pay if asked to work overtime. That's why a lot of times they don't like it. In the office, if they're trying to escape by 5 o'clock and the boss says, oh, can you stay for a couple of hours? Can you help me do this? And because they realize they're not going to get paid for that. Most of the time, no. I mean, there could be an exception that some boss would be willing to give them extra money, but normally, no. Let's continue. Those that earn a salary are more likely to get a bonus at the end of the year. Well, maybe. This varies a lot from company to company. Some companies have no bonuses in the U.S. Some may, or it may depend upon how profitable a year they had, what kind of bonus it may be. Do hourly workers get a bonus? Usually not unless there's some deal cut with a labor union to get one, but usually not. Okay, let's continue. If you are a full-time employee and a member of a labor union, you will be covered for holidays. Yes, definitely. So if a holiday comes up, you'll be paid for that day, even though you don't work that day, for sure. All right. And of course, if you're a salary employee, of course you are too, because it's the same per month anyway, and you get the day off. With salaried employee, the most important part is that you get all the work done that you are supposed to get done. Okay. You will always hear hourly wage, daily wage. Weekly technically should be wage. However, it's possible sometimes to hear weekly salary. And you will always hear monthly and annual salary. So we never hear like hourly salary. That would always be wrong. Or daily salary. That's unheard of. We don't hear that. All right, let's continue. A weekly salary may simply be an annual salary divided into 52 installments. Yeah, I was looking online. They're talking about, according to accounting, sometimes they really have an annual salary and they just separate it into 52 different sections. And then that way you might still be able to refer to it as a weekly salary. So that's why there's a little confusion between weekly. But there's no confusion at all between hourly, daily, monthly, and yearly. All right, let's continue. Wage earners usually have a time card, and salary employees usually don't. Hourly salaries must, because they have to count the hours. Salaried, I don't know, maybe if there's a company and they're worried that too many people will try to escape during the day, they don't. But I mean, since the focus is on just getting your work done that you're responsible for, it may not be as important. So in most cases, a lot of salaried employees don't have time cards. But again, that could vary if there was one company that wanted to enforce that. Okay. All right, just, of note, even though most people should realize this, I mean, because sometimes we hear doctors and lawyers, they charge per hour. But that's not really a wage, it's more like a fee. So if a lawyer charged, $500 per hour, He's in a different category. That's more like a business or self-employed. So that would be called, that's his fee. That's not really his wage. Just so something like that is clear. All right, let's continue. And we got 5 examples here to show just how it used. All right, here's the first one. He earns an hourly wage of $15 per hour. Yes, of course. Number 2. Those dock workers earn a daily wage of $100 per day. Now, in this particular case, if it were like that, it's probably a set amount of hours. If they had to work overtime, I don't know, maybe they might choose to pay them a little bit more. But usually they're paid on the day, and they usually kind of cut it right at the time that the workers are supposed to stop. Number 3, his weekly wage is over $500 per week. Okay, good. And she has a monthly salary of over $4,000, so she earns at least $4,000 per month. His annual salary is around $80,000 per year. Okay. Anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it was clear. I hope it was very informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.